When trying to determine if your remote clusters are receiving replication, there are really just a handful of key reports you should check. You likely aren't going to need to check these reports all that often, but it is still important to make sure you're keeping an eye on them to ensure remote VTSs are operating properly and receiving replication data in a timely manner. Deferred copy throttle will delay replication to remote clusters, but should only be active during periods of high host activity. For this video, I used IntelliMagic Vision to create a custom dashboard that has these key reports. The first key report we're looking at is actually a group of mini charts covering replication data for receiving clusters. I can drill into any of these reports to explore them further, but having them all in this view makes it easy to assess the replication health at a glance. If deferred copy throttle is not the cause, then if there's replication backlog and the data rate is 0 or lower than normal, then network links may need to be reviewed. If data rate is 0, the cluster may be unable to receive data, either because of a full cache utilization situation or a possible hardware issue. IntelliMagic Vision makes it easy to spot warnings or exceptions with its built-in ratings that you can see by the colors around the charts. A red border and a high rating meaning bad exception, a low rating and a green border meaning good no problem. Another indication of a replication problem is when either average CPU or disk utilization is near 0 and stays there while replication backlog is increasing. It is normal for CPU and disk activity to be low during a period of no tape activity, or if deferred copy throttle is slowing replication. But if the cluster utilization stays near 0 when data is awaiting replication to this cluster, then it should be investigated. VTS Cash Utilization can be an indication as to why the cluster in a remote location is unable to receive data. Obviously, if the utilization reaches 100%, there's no space for data. If the cluster has backend tape, the library drives and media should be investigated to ensure they are operational. If there is no backend tape, then the investigation moves on to why too much data has been retained in the cluster. This report is a complete view of data movement within a cluster. If a tape-attached cluster is not writing to the tape pool, then the backend tape system can be investigated. For host-attached clusters, virtual device write throughput shows data activity being written to the cluster. Outbound copy data rate shows data being replicated to other clusters in the grid. Inbound copy data rate shows data being replicated to this cluster. Write rate to pool shows data that is being pre-migrated. Various configuration parameters can influence data movement within the grid, but for a healthy grid, data should be flowing as your configuration allows. The dashboard view helps keep all of these reports in a single location, and any user can share the dashboard with their coworkers. If there were any issues, we can simply click on any of these reports to drill down to the issue depending on what we're looking for. But having them all in the dashboard view makes it easy to keep track of things without looking for individual reports. And there you go. Keep an eye on these reports to determine if your remote clusters are receiving replication or not. I hope this video helped. Check us out at IntelliMagic.com to learn more about z/OS performance and IntelliMagic Vision.